If a man loses his capacity to speak, would that make him not a man? What makes a woman a woman? What is the common definition of a teacher? What is his or her very role in the community? Hi there, I am Jarek B. Alvarez, first year PhD English, and I will be presenting to you Essentialism and Education. After discussing this topic, we should be able to first, identify the proponent and his beliefs. Second, discuss essentialism, specifically on its educational implications in curriculum, pedagogy, assessment practices, and policy formulations. Identify its strengths and limitations. Determine ethics and aesthetics of essentialism and philosophical theories supporting essentialism. Also, enumerate some researches supporting essentialism. Finally, express thoughts on the subject matter in relation to education. Let us begin. What is essentialism? Essentialism is a philosophy that values the essence of each object. Essence can be defined as the attribute or set of attributes that make an object what it fundamentally is and must have. This essence describes a permanent, unalterable, and eternal object. Without its essence, an object loses its identity. Let us meet its proponent. William Bagley is an American educator and the father of essentialism. Bagley believes through essentialism that physical and social sciences are the essential basis of subject matter that all students must acquire. William Bagley was born in Detroit, Michigan. He originally planned to be a farmer. His first teaching career started in a rural one-room schoolhouse. Other proponents of this philosophy are E.D. Hirsch and Arthur Bester. Let's have an activity. If you were to make these statements complete, how would it be? Number 1. My ideal lover is... The ideal learner for me is... The ideal teacher for me is... If I were given a chance to learn a skill in school, that would be... 5. At the end of the day, the most important thing a student must learn in the school is how to... Essentialism has educational implications. First, in the field of curriculum. Essentialism stressed that schools must pass on the accepted values of the society, as well as the realities of scientific fact, and should not concern themselves with the satisfaction of individual interests and desires. In the elementary, the 3 R's, or the reading, writing, and arithmetic, are the most essential skills to learn. In high school, history, mathematics, science, language, and literature are the fundamental subjects to teach. College focuses on liberal arts and sciences. It also stresses discipline, respect for authority, and nationalism. In pedagogy, or the art of teaching, essentialism implies that teachers are models of discipline, social awareness, and masters of both content and culture. Teaching must take place in a well-organized and disciplined environment. Mastery of the subjects requires diligence and effort in the part of the learner. Curriculum must be carefully structured. The school is an essential social institution, but it says that societal changes should not be initiated by the school. The essentialists focus on basic subjects which start from the basic, increasing its complexity. And it encourages also to preserve and transmit culture. In the assessment practices, we have the DO number 29 series of 2017 Policy Guidelines on System Assessment in the K-12 Basic Education Program. Standards are set, rubric or criteria based. Also, it aims for objectivity. For the policy formulations, the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013 or the K-12 Act or the Spiral Curriculum. Also, we have the DO number 29 series of 2017 Policy Guidelines on System Assessment in the K-12 Basic Education Program. DO number 13 series of 2019, we have the Policy Guidelines on the Implementation on Enhanced Alternative Learning System 2.0. We also have the SB number 2091 and Act creating a national career assessment examination to institutionalize a career direction program for secondary graduates, defining its scope and functions and for other purposes. This time, let's talk about the strengths and limitations of essentialism. Its strengths are teachers and parents act as guides. Learning is consistent and stable. It focuses on subject matter and generalizes learning. It uses scaffolding and preserves culture. And character, discipline, and nationalism are emphasized. It is its limitations are it is teacher centered. It disregards learners' interest. It is traditional and minimizes contemporary and creative subjects. It does not see learner as independent individual who can think for themselves. And learners are expected to meet standards. How about the ethics and aesthetics of essentialism? In essentialism, actions are inherently moral or immoral, regardless of the beliefs and goals of the individual, society, or culture that engages in the actions. It's by knowing what we think something should be like that we can more clearly start to define what may be wrong and focus on what we need to do to make the world slightly better. That is according to Plato. There are other philosophical theories supporting essentialism. First is idealism, which states that things have forms or ideals. Platonic realism, where universals exist, and humanism, which tells us that humans are unchangeable. There are also researches supporting essentialism. Let us enumerate them. We have first William C. Bagley and the Founding of Essentialism, an Untold Story in American Educational History. We also have The Strategic Value of Essentialism by Arseny Ryazanov Nicholas J.S. Krisenfield, which states that essentialized thinking is not always detrimental at either the group or individual level, and that its effects may instead depend on motivation and context. Incorporating advances in research on moral judgment and identity allow for reconciliation of the variable effects of social and trait essentialism. In some instances, essentialism can be a strategy for reducing blame or controllable aspects of individuals and groups and for identity formation. We also have mother tongue-based multilingual education implications for education policy by Maloney Susan. We also have retention through a coordinated spiral curriculum. What are the educational issues on essentialism? First, according to Lartek et al. Of 2014, the mother tongue-based teaching from grades 1 to 3 poses an issue for communities whose residents are diverse. Second, Gardner in 1983 proposed that intelligence has many forms. And teachers' evaluative role may undermine students' interest in study. That is according to J. Scott Armstrong of 2012. The students begin to take on more of a passive role in their education, according to Howick William H. of 1971. And there is also speculation that an essentialist education helps in promoting cultural lag, according to Howick William H. of 1971. Before I end this, let me ask questions to ponder. What is the common problem of teachers in their classes? Is it possible to implement an educational system that focuses merely on the interests of each learner? Is essentialism a good or bad educational philosophy? Once again, this is Jerick. Thank you for listening.